What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Memphis Conservative channel. If you haven't subscribed already, subscribe and hit that like button and share the video and comment down below. So, what we're going to talk about today, this just came out about 3 hours ago, and like I said, I like to show stuff that the regular news and CNN and all of them, that they won't show you, you know, show on their platforms and stuff. Um, let's try to get as many people informed um, on who, what, when, and where about like this right here. For instance, um, they're not even talking about this. Just like they wasn't talking about when they raided the Georgia Fulton County clerk office. What about a month ago? About they had evidence about voter fraud. For back in 2020. So this one is titled shout out to the National Pulse. Y'all go check them out. Okay, this one is titled FBI confiscates Arizona voting records as election fraud investigate expands. Investigation expands. So I'm gonna read this article right here to you, and I'm gonna get my reaction to it. Okay, it starts. It says the Federal Bureau of Investigation probe into alleged election fraud has expanded to Arizona, where agents recently confiscated a substantial amount of electronic election data from Maricopa County through a federal grand jury subpoena. So those are those that don't know, grand jury, when they bring all the evidence that they have or that they didn't found, they bring it to the grand jury. The grand jury looks over it, they be like, okay, yeah, this is enough evidence. So here's your warrant. You know, if they got to go raid or serve a warrant. So this one, through a federal grand jury subpoena. So it was enough for them to subpoena them, Maricopa County. The move follows an earlier raid by federal authorities on a warehouse in Fulton County, Georgia, where ballots tied to the 2020 election were reportedly seized. Sources say investigators were alerted after election observers submitted a bipartisan report describing irregularities during the 2024 election cycle at a Maricopa County warehouse. The report allegedly included photographs of ballots and the facility, which observers said stored ballots from multiple states. House Administration Committee Chairman Brian Steele, was like he's a Republican out of Wisconsin, confirmed that lawmakers are reviewing election observer reports submitted from across the country. We're digging back through those reports that were submitted by our election observers that were deployed across the country, Steele said. The FBI's operation in Fulton County reportedly uncovered confirmed irregularities, which means they did find evidence of fraud. In a sworn affidavit, Special Agent Hugh Raymond Evans wrote that some allegations were substantial, including admissions from Fulton County officials. Investigators are now examining whether the incidents constitute intentional violations of federal election law. Maricopa County, Arizona's largest county and one of the most closely watched election jurisdictions in the United States, has faced ongoing scrutiny over its election administration. A 2020 audit identified multiple concerns, including an estimate that over 200,000 ballots with mismatched signatures may have been counted without full verification. So that's what That's a couple of strikes in one right there to me. 200,000 ballots? Really? Mismatched signatures. Okay. Additional additional controversies has surfaced in recent years. In 2024, a temporary election worker allegedly stole a security fob and keys used to access election equipment at the county's um, tabulation center. The county has also faced legal challenges over election procedures. Lawsuits have accused Maricopa officials of failing to follow certain state election laws related to voter roll maintenance and election administration. Questions surrounding voter registration have also fueled debate. Reports indicated that tens of thousands now of Arizona voters, many in Maricopa County, were listed without documented proof of citizenship due to record keeping issues, raising concerns among critics about voter verification processes. So let me see what this right here. Let me open this up. And this right here takes us back to June 27, 2024. Scrutiny of a security fob in Mopa County. Greenfield Jr. was arrested for stealing keys and a security fob used to access voting tabulation machines in Maricopa County, Arizona. Greenfield is a registered Democrat who ran for Senate this cycle as a Democrat. According to Kerry Lake advisor Caroline Wren, she cites local news reports showing Walter Greenfield Jr. running this year's Democratic Senate primary. The Greenfield incident raises further suspicions about election security in Maricopa County. Maricopa officials insist their election processes are secure. Yeah, okay. But the fact Greenfield was able to live crucial security equipment lying in the opening on a abandoned desk suggests this is not the case. Okay, whatever. After the gubernatorial contest between Kerry Lake and Katie Hobbs, I remember that election. Evidence emerged showing Mopacopa officials verified mail-in ballots without checking signatures. That's a violation right there. Often from their private offices and homes without election observers present. The Arizona state has previously threatened the Maricopa County Board with contempt for failing to comply with an investigation in its election equipment. The far left media's Touch Network claims Greenfield is an apparent Trump supporter. No, it's not. The White House linked group responsible for the bloodbath hoax against Donald Trump notes that someone was wiped all of Greenfield's social media profiles except for what they claim is his true social account. Saying is not as okay. I dog, it jumped. Hold on. Sorry about that. A post on the account shows Greenfield criticizing Trump for ending the Iran nuclear deal. Most of the accounts posts are short known securities such as "We are a nation built upon enslaved immigrants, BIPOC, and terror were whack." Okay. So I guess that was one of his social media accounts or something. Okay, and it said this right here showing where it says this man somehow breached Maricopa County's ironclad security operation by check notes simply picking up highly sensitive security fobs off abandoned desks. And I'm like this person right here, why was this left on an open desk anyway? So my take on all of this is this is the reason why that Save Act needs to be passed because this is ridiculous. Um, with these elections and getting tampered with, Democrats keep hollering about the Save Act is nothing else but a Jim Crow 2.0, where people are not a lot of people. What do you say? 20 million people are not going to be able to vote. You mean the 20 million? You talking about the 20 million what illegals or something? Because I know you're not talking about Americans and that stuff that they were saying about for women get married and their last name change and some people don't have their birth certificate. All that is smoke and mirrors. So but I wanted to just bring to you about this voter fraud election stuff, and this is a huge investigation going on, and I notice nobody's talking about it. CNN is not showing it. MS Now, MSNBC, whatever you want to call them. None of these local news people are showing this or even talking about it. But I guess they're too busy over there hating Trump and Trump this and Trump that. TDS basically. Um, and about kind of want to talk about the Iran so-called war. I really can't call it a war because there's no troops or boots on the ground over there. And he tweeted on his Truth Social that I found out earlier that he said we're nowhere near troops and boots on the ground over there. And he put that on and he tweeted that. I think he tweeted it on X if I'm not mistaken. I think he put it on True Social too. I was driving home and I was watching it. Somebody else was showing it on their channel. I think that was either X or True Social that he had posted that. So we're nowhere near boots on the ground and troops over on the ground. That's what he said. Um, but this Save Act, it does need to get passed, and they're holding it up. First, it was, well, we want Kristen Long gone. Okay, now she's not in that position no more. Now it's um what else they put in that? What else they say? Oh, they don't want any ICE agents at the voting polls. My thing is on that. Um, if y'all say y'all don't have illegals voting, then what matter if the ICE agents are there? If you ain't got nothing to hide, if you ain't got no illegals voting, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Then it mean the ICE agents they just standing there looking, just looking around. But I really think, I mean, that need to be that right there need to be passed. And I know Trump in his own party, he has people going against him. John Thune, he's holding it up, not even bringing it to the floor to be voted on. And that is really totally unacceptable. Trump is really doing all he can, but if you got people in his own party that's blocking him and going against him, that's a problem. So a lot of people that's getting upset about it, I understand. I'm upset though about it too, but I'm not that much. But I'm not upset. Whereas it's gonna just tell me, you know what, they ain't getting none done over there. I ain't finna go out there and vote in 2026. No, this ain't the time to sit out. Still go. Still get out here and vote. Because if you don't vote, you really letting the Democrat side lose. It's the same as voting for them. And that's not good at all. Still get out there and vote. But yeah, I just want to show y'all that, and again, shout out to the National Polls. Y'all can go ahead and check them out. But yeah, that's all I got to say though about that. So, um, comment down below, and tell me what you think about it. I like to hear it. I like to hear everybody's opinions about it. Thank you for stopping by. It's the Memphis Conservative Channel. Hit that like button. Share the video coming down below. So subscribe if you had subscribed already. Peace.